A few weeks ago, I was recording a Talking Through Movies commentary for Hocus Pocus, and something pretty significant dawned on me. Allison, the teenage girl / love interest for the protagonist / virgin, seemed to be in an oddly unique position. First, Allison enters the film by chastising Max for his lack of respect towards Halloween as a holiday for the dead. Then, when Max and Danny stumble into her house, she's eager to take off without so much as a word to her parents to go to the Sanderson Sisters' house, even claiming that her mom used to be the curator there.
I know all about them. My mom used to run the museum.
She even tells Max about the black flame candle.
It's the black flame candle.
Which provokes Max into lighting it and allowing the witches to return. And while that return is going on and the floorboards are going nuts, no one, especially not Allison, attempts to make a break for it and get out of the house! Not to mention, the witches repeatedly ignore Allison in their quest to get their hands on Max and Danny. I mean, seriously, they're desperate for a child and keep referring to older teens as children, even though 1600 Salem society would have surely thought of them as adults, probably even had them married off with dozens of kids before they were 18. Asterix, I did not fact check that at all. But Max is considered a child to the witches, while Allison, who's in class with Max, so she's roughly the same age as him, is never really brought up. Plus, when Binks started talking around Allison, she was barely surprised, looking more to see what Max's reaction was over anything else. Even when they're hiding in the alley, the editing style makes it seem like Sarah and Allison see one another, yet Sarah turns around without saying a word about it. Then later, when the quote kids are all reasonably safe in Max's house, and all they literally need to do is lay low until sunrise for the witches to die, which, side note, Allison is already very aware that the Sandersons' doom is imminent, even though I don't understand why she would know that at all, since it wasn't mentioned in Winifred's dying curse that their return would have a time limit on it, so, bizarre. Anyways, instead of waiting out the clock and letting the witches die, Allison suggests that they help Binks by opening up the Necronomicon-style book here.
Could we find some kind of way to help him?
The book?
And opening the book leads the witches directly to Max's house. In response to the witches showing up, Allison flings a circle of salt around herself, which prompts Winifred to call her,
"What a clever little white witch."
Wait a minute, what? Danny was dressed as a witch and tried to convince the Sanderson ladies that she was one of them so they wouldn't kill her, and not even Mary or Sarah fell for that lie. But without any provocation, Allison is denoted as a witch? I mean, yeah, the salt's a good move and all, but wouldn't something like that be common knowledge and practice for all the people of Salem in the 1600s? It's not a witch exclusive action is all I'm saying here. So sharing their beloved title with a common girl seems really odd to me. You guys, I am under the belief that those were not just callous words and that Allison is a witch. Not only are all the points I brought up incriminating, but Allison wakes up at Max's house, worries that her parents are gonna freak out because she never came home.
Oh my god. It's 5 o'clock. My parents are gonna kill me.
And then proceeds to not go home, opening up Winifred's book instead. So how did Allison sidestep staying out all night when she eventually came home? Oh, could it be her mother is also a witch and covered for her? Think about it. Her mother used to run the Sanderson House Museum, but it was shut down due to spooky things happening.
I know all about them. My mom used to run the museum.
There's a museum about it?
Yeah, but they shut it down because a lot of spooky things happen there.
Yet the Sanderson sisters were dead during that time, so any magical shenanigans happening in that house definitely wasn't coming from them. Even when the sisters are brought back to life, they don't resurrect within their home, but somewhere outside. So whatever happened to scare everyone into closing down the museum, the most likely culprit would be Allisons Mother, aka the person who ran the place, aka another white witch. And she probably did this because she didn't want people messing around with the Sanderson stuff so close to the 300-year mark. Assuming witchcraft is passed down in DNA, like how the Sanderson sisters kept referring to their mother, then Allison would likely have some level of power herself. I'd also bet that Allison's mother taught her many tricks and simple spells growing up, and that Allison was groomed to know all about the Sanderson witches for the sake of bringing them back to life. That doesn't necessarily make Allison a villain either. If she's a white witch, implying she uses magic for good purposes only, then she may have known that Winifred's curse fulfillment was unavoidable. So being in the front lines of that battle was the best way to ultimately defeat her. But whether you like Allison as a hero or a hidden villain, the proof tends to stack up that she was manipulating the entire night, while the witches had very little interest in her personally. So I don't think being called a witch was a misuse of the term at all. It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Or at least they are until the sequel comes out. Well, that's all I have for now, but this video's not quite over yet. I get a lot of comments that say, do a theory on this topic, but I've already done those theories. So please consider going to my main channel page and clicking on the video tab so that way you can see everything I've done. You will probably find a lot of things you like that you never even knew that I posted. I want to let you know that I also have 2 other channels, Say Halo Goodbye Gaming and the Family Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed enough to hit subscribe and share. I can use all the help I can get to let other people know that this channel exists. And if you made it this far, leave me a comment that says something like, hey, I made it to the end, and then let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I can't make any promises, but the more people that request something, the more I can look into it. Okay, well, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.